Okay, episode 5. Yay.
Yay.
5 episodes. Halfway to 10.
A whole hand.
A whole
High five.
No. I was trying to get around clapping this episode.
It's different. It's a high five.
All right.
So, here we are, sitting in front of a Christmas tree.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday. I was supposed to work today, but instead, we're doing a podcast.
Woohoo. That's
Worked
always
out.
more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we are getting ready to... Well, we're not getting ready. We're in the holiday spirit. It's the holiday season.
Your tree is up.
Our tree's up. It has, it's called Flocked, and it has, like, fake snow on it. So we're looking at the snow inside, but there's no snow outside yet.
That's okay, though.
We have, like, 500 months of winter to look forward to.
Yeah, like 6 months of winter, yep.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
Do you, what do you think about people getting real trees?
So every single year I always push for getting a small fake tree because our apartment is a 1-bedroom apartment outside of like Ohio City and Tremont and stuff like that. So I'm always telling Gabby I want a fake tree, and that's always more attainable and it's always cheaper and easier to transport. Whereas a real tree she really wants next year. And I said, okay, that's fine, honey, but we gotta probably have like a bigger place or house. And that's my whole deal.
Get a little tree.
Yeah.
A little real tree.
But still, it's like it's gonna take a space in the corner. Whereas our tree right now, it's literally on top of like kind of like a cabinet kind of thing. Just like, and it just holds off. A bookshelf. It's on top of a bookshelf currently, and it just sits there and has some lights on it. I'm like, this is perfect for our apartment.
Yeah, we've had years where literally our tree is like 6 inches tall.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we normally have 2 trees that we put up, but we only put up 1 this year because we have a 1-year-old.
They have these like eco-friendly trees in like Wycliffe, and they're like better, and then it helps like someone.
Are they real?
They're real.
Oh,
They're real
okay.
fern, fern tree, pine trees, and they just kind of they send money also to like orphanages or something like that.
That's
I was
cool.
like, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna do something like that next year. This year we have a little tree and we have a little bird on the top named Pappy.
Wonderful.
He has a sweater and everything. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I have one of those. It's bigger. I can't remember what I named him, but I thought I bought more than one. Like they have them at Target. They're little birds.
We got ours at Target. Yep.
They have little sweaters on.
Yeah.
And I bought the bigger one. I totally thought I bought him a friend.
Yeah.
But I guess I only bought him, so he's just like hanging out.
So he's
by
just
himself
solo,
down
and
there.
he has no name.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta name him. I don't think I'll ever want a real tree. Maybe a little one or something.
They smell so good, though.
They smell so good.
Yeah.
So I have essential oils for and candles.
Yeah.
But we leave our Christmas tree up till February.
Yeah.
You can't do that with a real one. It'll be dead. So.
Because they have no water. When they die, how fast do they die?
No, they have water. You can water them. I mean, they only last, I think, like a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
The more you know.
The more you know. I think Christmas is my favorite season.
Yeah, it definitely is pretty sweet.
I was decorating for it last week, and I was like, yeah, this is my favorite season. I made like multiple Christmas playlists to make sure I like listen to like the classics, like the new stuff, like ones that artists have written themselves about Christmas, and then of course ending with like not the worship Christmas music, but like Lauren Daigle and Throwback Avalon and like new song. My favorite Christmas song.
We've been playing a lot of Pentatonics in our car.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
And last night we listened to a Nat King Cole record. That was my first time listening to Nat King Cole, sadly.
Oh wow.
I mean, well, that I knew. It was him.
Yeah, you're sitting there like, oh, that's this song.
Yeah, there's whole realms of things that I'm like, yeah, I really didn't get that memo, or I wasn't really there for that, or maybe people just didn't show that to me because I was just centered on my thing or whatever I was doing, or maybe just people didn't talk about it or something. But Nat King Cole, I listened to that for the first time, and not all the songs were Christmas, but his voice just sounds like Christmas.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it just sounds like Christmas.
Yeah. The classics that I've been listening to, like Frank Sinatra,
Yep.
Bing Crosby, some Nat King Cole, just very like rich, the little choirs behind them. It's perfect. I think the first Christmas movie we watched was White Christmas.
Yeah.
Of course. And we watched The Santa Claus with Tim Allen last night, which is the best movie in the
I
world.
really like that. Is that on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus.
I need to watch that.
It's so
we
funny.
watched Home Alone 2, and
we're
she
gonna
makes me watch.
Home Alone.
She always likes the second one, and her whole family likes the second one. And I'm like, honey, I've like basically never seen the first one. Can we see the first one? She's like, yeah, the first one's okay, but the second one. And so every year we always watch the second Home Alone, and we never watch the third one, which I don't know if I really need to
Apparently
see.
the third one is not very good.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not the same dude.
No.
And then the first one, it just
It's epic.
Yeah, I want to see
And
it.
it's
And
Christmas.
I've never.
Is the second one
The
Christmas?
second one is they're all Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they mention Christmas, and it's all around Christmas time because his family's leaving and
Right.
he gets left behind.
I mean, I've seen it. Josh loves Home Alone.
Yeah. So the second one is like basically the only one I've ever seen.
My bone to pick with Home Alone is like the bad guys. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
And like, I don't feel like bad guys are normally stupid. I don't know. They're like dumb. They're so dumb.
So we'd like discuss like 90s films basically. Home Alone came out in the 90s. There's always people flying around in midair. Like somebody does a stunt, they're flying around midair and they go, "Ah!"
It's very physical humor that is impossible.
And then there's like a cake scene, right?
Yes.
And then there's like a cake scene. Somebody's gonna fall into a cake, or cake's gonna fall on them, and there's gonna be goo. Some type of goo's gonna fall on somebody. And then everything's like a big maze mousetrap thing about to fall over on a bunch of people, and it happens stereotypically every like 90s
There's like a mass
family.
chaos scene where it's
chaos,
like, who has to clean this up?
Yeah.
Yeah. There. Have you ever seen it's like Family Vacation, like Christmas Family Vacation? It's like Harpoons. Christmas.
Probably seen it, yeah.
So it's another 90s movie. So funny. But like there's this part where he's like locked up in the attic or something. I've only seen it one time, so nobody judge me. But there's like those attic doors that like swing open. Like when you pull the stairs down, it like swings.
Yep.
So he was locked up there, and somebody finally goes up and it like smacks him in the head. Like it would definitely cause a concussion or worse.
Everybody's dead
and
like 8 times in the movie.
And like nothing happens to him except he just gets knocked over. And I would like died laughing when I watched that the first time because I'm like, ah.
Right.
But it's like impossible humor.
Yeah.
Definitely dead.
All the villains in every 90s family movie has like at least 8 or 9 death scenes. They fall from high heights, something falls on them, so they get hit in the face with something. I'm like, yeah, concussion, dead. You're splattered everywhere, all over the street, like something.
But no,
they're fine.
Up.
They're just like shake it off funnily, a little funny sound effect.
Like, yes, the sound effects.
Yeah.
Terrible. But like these are like the classic 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think people liked it because it's the non-internet age, whereas like now entertainment has to be taken seriously. Oh, that has to be what it really is and stuff like that, which is like in film about like maybe 20% of film is like that, but the rest, even like if you go see a space movie, most likely in a space movie, unless there's like a really purist, because space movies, there's always a director who's like, and this guy's gonna float like this now, and like people are like, no, that's
not how that
actual astronauts and Neil deGrasse and stuff like that. He's like Neil Tyson deGrasse. He's like a physicist, and he's like he's into outer space and stuff like that. He's like, no, you're not gonna be able to do that. It's still not gonna be as realistic, and there's gonna be like heroics and stuff like that. It's still like cheesy. It's not realistic, but we think it's better.
I think sometimes because reality is really boring.
Yes, reality.
And maybe it's not as exciting, but
yeah,
that is a rabbit trail. We could talk. We're going through. So Disney Plus obviously came out.
Yeah.
And we are watching the movies chronologically.
What movies?
All of the movies. The movies we want to watch. on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay, just all the Disney
Yes.
films, not just Christmas.
No, not just Christmas.
Okay.
No, Christmas we're doing the exception. We're just kind of like watching those when we want.
Right.
So we just finished Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh my gosh.
What a classic. Side tangent, when we were kids, we would bring all of our like survival toys down. So all of our food, guns, bedding.
Fake guns.
Stuff, fake guns, yes.
Play guns. All of our guns.
All of our guns. That all had caps on them.
Yeah, orange caps.
Orange caps. And we would like take all the cushions off the sofa and like play shipwreck. Do you remember?
Create forts and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then like we never wanted to clean it up.
Nope.
So mom was like, yeah, you have to stop playing shipwreck, because we'd literally bring all of our stuff down and start our settlement.
Yeah, that was nothing compared to what me and Ben used to do in our, like, what we would create in our rooms and stuff. We would take out every toy we had, arm the teddy bears with like play guns, and create all out wars. And this was just like, we had stuffed animals, army guys, Legos, cars, Playmobiles, like everything was about to go to war. And whoever it was the baddest was probably like Darth Vader. He was on the other side, and he was the smallest too, like a small little Lego.
Like
but he would
figure.
command all of them. So that's way worse than Swiss Family Robinson.
I don't know. Probably.
All right, back on Christmas. Back on topic.
Back on
Enough
Christmas.
about the childhood.
Love Christmas. Loving watching all the holiday movies and singing the songs. And I said it in the past podcast that we've talked about, even just fall. I've been trying to like really submerge myself in seasons, because one, I think it makes it more memorable.
Yeah.
And two, when it gets to like weird months like January, February, I even feel like September is a weird month because we're in between. The in-between seasons where like there's not a ton of holidays and we're kind of just hanging out. Like I think it's important to keep things, just be grounded and be like, what is my mood? What do I like? Even if there isn't like a special holiday drink that comes out, like maybe you do a specific drink that you drink that month or something.
Right.
Just so it's like special.
Yeah, like Gabby comes home and she's like, well, spiced berry. Like anything. And I'm like, oh, that's a winter. Like anything with spiced berry in it, that's considered a winter drink. And we'd go to these like little mom and pop kind of food places, and they have all these seasonal foods. And I'm always like, I had no idea. Because, I mean, as far as Christmas goes, there was, like, I guess, like, candy canes. The candy canes, like, could be, like, I don't know, specific, and there was peppermint in that. So I knew mint was a part of that. But it's, like, there's so many things that I've learned about seasonally, and just kind of, like, being an adult, that's kind of fun. That's, like, oh, okay. So in the summertime, this is a refreshing drink.
Right.
Or in the wintertime, we're doing something with spiced berry or ciders, and there's, like, hundreds of ciders, apparently.
So many different things you can do.
Yeah.
And it's not, I feel like we wait all year for like the special things.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't we have more special moments? I reposted this quote that's somebody I followed and said, you've got to start romanticizing your life. You got to start believing that your morning commute is cute and fun, and that every cup of coffee is the best you've ever had.
So good.
That even the smallest and most mundane things are exciting and new. You have to, because that's when you start truly living. That's when you look forward to every day. And I just, I think like getting up and going to a job every single day, or, you know, being a stay-at-home mom. I'm not, but, you know, just like, how do we find joy, peace, excitement, enjoyment outside of the holiday season? Outside of, oh, it's finally summer break. Outside of, oh, it's finally the weekend. Oh, we get to go on a trip. Because if you're living for those moments, there's nothing wrong with those moments. Like, I fully embrace them myself.
Right. Yeah.
But what about the time in between, you know?
Right.
So even though we're in the holiday season, I feel like I've been very well prepping for this time because I've been submerging myself into every season. So I like that new trend that I've been doing for myself.
And it's also like a part of like just recognizing what you have and being grateful and utilizing what you have. Like if you have something that you've been putting off or some type of thing, like me personally, I would like to learn how to be a better, I don't know, music producer, whatever it is, or read books more. That's something. And it's like I have probably like 10 books that I've bought, and I was like, oh, that looks so nice, but I'm not sitting down and reading it because, I probably have 100 notifications in my mind going off on my phone, and someone might be trying to reach me, or just making myself busy, or just watching Disney Plus, or whatever it is. And it's just like that if you want to be present, you have to just kind of recognize what you have and just kind of utilize it, and utilize yourself also. Utilize what, your strengths or what you could get better at, and know your kind of overall direction. And
yeah.
I
think it's cool, like now that we're in the holiday season, it's also like a release to not be like, oh, I've been waiting for this moment all year long to like fully enjoy something.
Right.
It's like, oh, wow, like now we're moving into the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Enjoy the snow.
Enjoy the cold.
Enjoy putting on your sweaters.
And
enjoy your hot chocolate, whatever.
Because before you know it, we're going to be like, oh my God, it's so hot.
It's so hot, and we got summer vacation coming up, or if you look, we're going to Hocking Hills, enjoy your home. Enjoy your spouse. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the little times, because life can change like that, It's just so quickly, or something can happen, or maybe there's going to be a change in your life. Maybe you're going to do something else. Maybe you're going to change your career. Maybe the whole setup you have might just change. Who knows?
Right. And maybe nothing will change, but you'll find yourself being so bored, or that you've completely lost direction, and so there's such a benefit of like enjoying what's happening in front of
and
you
and investing in it. Yeah,
for sure.
This couple that Gabby used to watch vlogs of just over the years, kind of not consistently, just periodically, because we kind of looked up to them. They just got divorced like 3 months ago. And we were just talking about it, and I was like, I don't care how you can get so successful in your vlog, you can get successful in your life, your career, your job, and your home life. You didn't invest anything into that. You didn't put the effort into it, and it's nothing to you. It's not special to you, and something can change. Maybe you built up walls. Maybe you were like, maybe you were just taking, like, not really being yourself with your spouse, and then finally, maybe in like 7 years, 7 years, or whatever it is, it can just come out, and you did, like, I don't want to be married, like, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are you going to invest in this when you should be investing in what you have also? Take care of what you have, because it's serious, and your relationships are. There's nothing more important in your life that you're going to do. Right.
And everything takes work and focus and intentionality. I can't talk today. Intention.
Intention.
Yeah, and I think, like you were talking about, and we posted about it, I think it'll be this past week when you upload this, but like peace in the holiday season. I think probably everybody everywhere is searching for peace in the midst of,
even if they're not.
Right. We're all subconsciously, because like so last night I went to a store. I won't say which one. It wasn't Target, so
it wasn't Target, so it wasn't a store.
Right. And awesome store normally.
Yeah.
So fun. They scooted their aisles closer together.
Oh.
And there was literally stuff hanging over, like, I mean, I don't think I'm that claustrophobic of a person, but I was like, this is terrible. And and I took my time. I wasn't in a rush, so I made a couple loops, because there was just people just standing. Actually, one of the employees was like standing in the middle of the aisle complaining to her friends that she worked there. I'm like,
you just came in the store.
Yeah. I was like, okay, all right. But I ended up buying like a bath mat and like twinkle lights. Like,
Okay.
didn't even really buy anything Christmassy because I was like, ugh. But I was just like, that stole my peace.
Yeah.
For whatever. I was in there 20 minutes maybe. And there's nothing wrong. Like, there are just going to be times of life where you don't have peace, where you're unsettled or whatever. And it's like, well, how can we like reset towards peace without it being like this big drastic, you don't have to do like a word study focus on peace. I love people will like read through, it's like Advent chapters, like when we begin the holiday season, December, they'll read all these things. And I was reading, it's not the Christmas story, but I guess I'll refer back to my story again.
Oh yeah.
But I was just reading, and it was talking about Jesus. Let's see, I'd have to look in my, but it was talking about like, just, here it is.
Is it Luke?
It was Matthew, actually.
Nice.
So it's Matthew 12:18 through 21. And it doesn't necessarily say peace in it, but so it's referring back to, like, so the book of Matthew, it was written to refer back to, like, the earlier scriptures of Jesus. So he's quoting Isaiah. And says, "Look at my servant, Jesus, who I am chosen. He is my beloved, who pleases me. I will put my spirit upon him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations. He will not fight or shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out a flickering candle. Finally, he will cause justice to be victorious, and his name will be the hope of the world."
That was Isaiah.
So yeah, it's Matthew calling back to Isaiah.
Yeah.
Talking about Jesus. And it was just like really interesting because that doesn't just say peace, but I think finding like believing in hope and believing in like restoration, even if you don't believe in Jesus, those types of things bring peace.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like, okay, have peace. You're like, how do I have peace? It's like, well, like, what causes peace? It's like quiet belief, like believing in something bigger than yourself, giving up control. Like, I listed out a couple things on the Instagram, just like, how do we find peace? And the last one I put was like, stop and take a deep breath, because maybe you can't find peace in that moment of crazy. Holiday season is not a peaceful season for a lot of people. There's like conflict related to families, and there's
it can be the most conflicting and just harmful holiday pretty much for any family yearly, because they gotta see that uncle or their relatives, and they're just kind of just like, I really don't like them, or maybe their personal family, or like it just can be so hazardous.
Or it's
internally.
Like you had dreams of what your Christmas would look like, and your whole family gets sick.
Yeah.
Like, my son was sick on Thanksgiving, and I was like, wow, that kind of deflated that balloon for me,
Yeah.
It's just like, we have so many things that could just rob our peace, and it will. Like, saying like that it's not going to happen is naive, but I think like peace is a coming back to, it's a focus. But it's not just like, oh, be peaceful, be peaceful. I think it's just kind of touching base on what are the things that can cause peace in your life. For me, it's peaceful to drive at night and see all the lights and stuff, and get out of that store I was in.
Right.
What is peace? It looks like you're thinking.
Right now, what I'm working on for myself is just letting things happen. Just letting it happen and being so strong inside, or so strong inside, quote unquote, that you're not moved. And also
That's good.
not being, and also in return, letting things even with yourself kind of happen. Like, I'm going to make mistakes, and just that helps a lot, because if you think about how you want your spouse to treat you, your significant other, or someone who loves you, and you think about it, you want to be feeling accepted. You want to feel accepted, and you want to feel like you can make mistakes. You want to feel like they still love you through it and such. Now, here's the key to all this. And here's the key to other things, even in your workplace or something like that. Are you being kind and accepting to your spouse in the way that you want to be? Are you doing that towards your coworkers? I had a coworker get mad at me, kind of mad at me last year because he knew something I didn't know. And apparently he had to keep picking up after me, basically. And I had no idea. And
Right.
so he messaged me in a complete tirade. He's just angry, upset at me. And my wife saw me text him. She said, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I think one of my coworkers is really upset at me right now. And all I did, I just told him, hey, I didn't appreciate it, first off. Whatever. I didn't know that much about it. And I was just kind to him. And I kind of just said, I'll learn and such.
Sure.
And that just deflated the entire situation. And now we're like friends. We're friends. We talk a little bit and such, but there is a basis between me and him that it's just kind of an understanding. Like it doesn't need to be elevated for me to learn, and that's also like what you can apply to your house, your home life. You can apply that to your work life. You can apply that to whatever your life works like. If you're just being kind and accepting people, and just like they're gonna make mistakes,
Right.
most people will have it in their mind that they have convictions enough to be like, oh, I made a mistake generally. And if you're hard on them on top of the mistake they made, sometimes it pushes things over the edge. And it's just like, what if you were more accepting? I understand the third, fourth time, fifth time, like my coworker, it's just like, it can be a little...
It's hard if like you have addressed it and they're still
Right.
like plowing through. But
Right.
for them, I have found that if you address, because I have been dealt, like when I first started my job, like my real job, like in healthcare, I was an aide, and it was my first job. I didn't really know what I was doing. Like you get training, but like there's still stuff you don't know, and a lot of people were having issues with the way I was or wasn't doing things.
Right.
And instead of talking to me, they just went to my manager about it.
Yeah.
And
That's not always the greatest way.
and it was a really good thing for me because I learned how to ask questions and communicate better. But it was a very hard time for me. But I kind of took it upon myself from that point. It's like, okay, if I have an issue with one of my aides, when I'm a nurse, or another nurse or whatever, I'm gonna tell them first to see if it's something we can. Because it's very jarring to get in trouble for something you didn't know. And what
do you do with it in return, like, is
Right.
important too. And that's how people will see you afterwards.
Right.
Were you kind? Were you merciful? Were you learning from your
Just
mistakes?
humble.
Were you humble? Do you have the humility to learn
yeah.
from your mistakes?
Humility
huge.
is, like, I think, the strongest thing any person can possess.
Yes.
Because
The world is screaming not to be.
if you can, and it's so powerful, like, if you actually want to get anywhere in life, and I firmly believe this, humility is, like, the biggest thing you could do. Because if you can show to people, hey, I am capable of making mistakes.
Yeah.
How can I learn from this? Can you show me? Maybe I didn't fully understand what you were saying. Like, ever since I've been focused on that, it's still hard.
Yes. Yes, everybody's prideful.
Oh my
Everyone
gosh,
is prideful.
everybody struggles with it. But like,
If you call yourself a
humility-
humble person, you're prideful, even saying
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the more I focus on humility, the more doors open in my
Yes.
life. 100% every single time. And like some people would be like, "Oh, you're such a pushover, or you're just trying to make everybody happy." And it's like, well, actually, this is like the strongest thing I could do.
Yes. Don't take advantage. Like, the kindness is not something that is just blissful. It's not just like
Right.
wishful kindness. It's actually a power.
It is. And it's not like, I mean, if I were a terrible person, like, it would be manipulation.
Yeah.
But like, I know that kindness, like, what is it? It's like honey is more attractive than like something sour. I don't know what the
Well,
vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar, yeah.
But like, I think that humility And I think circling back to peace,
Yeah.
when you can walk in humility and you're okay with it inside yourself, that gives you peace.
Yes.
Like, inner peace comes from being humble.
Yep.
And knowing that not that you did what was right in your own eyes, but that you made it so that you opened yourself up to be like, hey, like, maybe this wasn't exactly the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a tangent. It'll be short. I wonder, we all deal with anxiety at different levels. And I think sometimes, not all anxiety, comes from a place of worrying about what people think about us, being judged, just like that concern. And I think sometimes it's based in pride. Like, we don't want to look stupid. So we're anxious about making sure we don't look stupid. And it's like, hey, looking stupid sometimes is like just a part of life.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole world between kind of like accepting yourself and basically going about being humble, and also hitting like your personal goals to benefit like kind of like your own happiness and peace, because I'm a goal-oriented person. Like,
right.
And I think basically if you can be humble and you can be kind and you can work hard at whatever it is that you're doing, I think you're basically a Superman or something. You're just like you're going to be powerful to people around you. And even whatever level you are, I don't care if you're a mid-level person, high level, whatever it is, wherever you work, whatever you do, whatever any part of society, you have people around you, I hope, and people around you will benefit from that power that you'll give them, because they're going to remember that. Because I think it's just personal traits that we should also consider and concentrate on. And it's not just like, ooh, this is successful. Ooh, I got my bank account going. Ooh, I just got this new car. It's just going, and all this surfacey stuff that is not something internalized. It's just external.
Right. And it appears powerful. Yeah. But really, I think a lot of those things can be snatched.
Yes, they can go overnight.
But like, who is going to steal your humility? Who's going to steal your kindness?
No.
Who's going to steal your peace if it's something that, you have been cultivating inside of your heart?
Yep. And
I think the best way to change the world, is through humility and kindness. And it's hard.
Yeah, and being genuine.
Like, I say it, it sounds good, but it's hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to be that way, but I think that's the most impactful. I don't want to be powerful, but I want to be impactful.
Yes.
And I think the only way you do that is through kindness, humility, and showing those strengths, flexing those muscles, because one, it helps people, and two, it'll actually
benefit you.
Yeah, it will benefit you.
Yes.
Like, I remember when I became a nurse, I'm going to probably touch on this in the next one that we do, but I worked with this one aide, and she was like, she's like, oh, thank God you're here. I got into work, and she had been there all day, and she was like, can you just like go down and like take care of this patient, like work your magic? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she was like, you just like make everything like calm, and you just like kind of just, we're just glad that you're finally here. And it was interesting to me, because when you have any kind of authority in your life, even if you don't, but if you have any kind of authority position, you get to set the tone of the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, things are going to happen.
Yes.
But if you are like, hey, we're in this together, we're a team, you will have a good day if you include everybody, if you stay humble, and you do your best. All right, there you go.
And isn't it easy, like just drawing back to Christmas there?
Yeah.
Isn't it easy to just hover over your spouse, your kids, or your family, and like, hey, I want this cooked at this temperature, this done at this time. Hey, we gotta take a picture over by the tree. We're gonna open presents at 1 p.m. We gotta get here for food at this time. Make sure Grandpa is sitting in his chair. Let's make sure everything's set perfectly. It's just like hover mode. And it's like, no. This holiday is not about the looks. This holiday should be about, I love you. I care about you.
Right.
And let's spend time together. Let's eat together. Let's play board games.
Right.
And let's get the dishes done. That'd be nice so we don't stress out mom. Like hey, is there somebody working too hard? Help them, and I'll try to not kick back on the couch and just drink all the coffee or whatever and just be like, yeah, cider. I love holidays. It's just so great. And just like have a realm between being just enjoying it and be present. Don't just be trying to create something, create like the perfect Christmas. It's not going to happen.
No.
What is the perfect Christmas? It's being together.
Right.
And it's like being happy and being together and celebrating it, because all the other stuff, Black Friday shopping, they got all these deals online, they got all this, that's all going to go away.
Cool deals on Groupon.
Yeah, I mean, I got great deals too. I love it. I love it. But it's not about it. Yeah. It's like, it's about your family and, spending time together and remembering what the holiday is.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just, that's the drawback, and it's we're in a very I love when people use this word. I'm going to use it. We're in a very consumerism based culture, and we're seen as, if you have this, you are better. If you do this and you go on these kind of vacations, you're something awesome. Yeah. Everybody should look like this picture. It's not true. They're probably posing for the picture. They're probably they're probably stressing out over the credit, that they're gonna drop on these new cars and stuff like that. Ooh, it's so shiny. It's like so nice. That's not real. Yeah. It's not real. It's external. I like getting new cars. That's cool.
I like decorating.
I like new guitars. I like new things. But if you get so caught up in that, it's not actually what the holiday is. It's not actually what you ever were supposed to be. You're supposed to be a human being. You're supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to be spiritual. You're supposed to take care of yourself. And you're supposed to walk around and be loved and give love. Because you won't actually feel like anything. All that other stuff is just external.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's empty.
Here's my Christmas rant.
Wow.
Kaboom.
So we tie that up with a nice bow.
All right. And you have a great bow on your tree.
I just put a red one on this year.
We did the red one instead of the white one. Why'd you do that?
Because I really am liking red this year, which is really weird because I've never been a red person, but I've been liking, I have like a little, like I have cranberries.
Yeah.
Like the holly bushes. I don't know, but I just was feeling some red this year, so.
Red things are nice.
Yeah, it's like not like a gross red either. It's very.
It's a velvet. It's like velvet, right?
Well, that's the fabric. It's
the fabric is velvet and red.
It's almost like has a little bit of purple to it.
Looks like a dress, like a bow on a dress almost.
I'm sure it could be.
Yeah.
It's from the store, from the fabric store.
When we got our house all decorated and decked out, we did a little bit of decorating at our apartment, and we put up a few Christmas lights, and we put Pappy on the top of the little bird on top of on the top of our tree. I want a picture of Pappy.
Maybe he should be the front picture of this podcast. What color is he?
He is a little white. He looks like he's like a seagull, little seagull. I think it's blue or black. And he has I think he also has a scarf, and it's like kind of like flowing in the wind, but it's not really. It's just stuck in place. But
I feel like my bird should be named Frederick.
Yeah, it's so fun naming small little creatures, like, just profound things.
Deer.
Yeah.
I don't know what their names are. I also like how like the tree and the deer are like not the right size.
The tree?
No, look. See how the tree is so short and the deer is so tall.
Maybe that deer over there is grown. Anyways,
maybe.
But yeah, enjoy your y'all's Christmas. We're gonna make a
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Christmas. Happy Holidays.
This is coming.
This will be coming out the week before Christmas. Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Next week. Okay.
So, yeah, enjoy your holiday and Love on somebody this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Merry
on-
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Till next time.